here.
Yeah.
Where are you physically at? Are you in which room?
We're in the computing center. Our usual room is full, like somebody's using it. So we're just kind of all on my laptop,
All
and we'll
right,
make do with it
sure. Um,
because we don't have much to demo necessarily.
okay. Well, I have a new item, so I think I want to start off with the new item, and I'm going to go ahead and share the screen. And this is also in our IVR3 meeting notes. So
IVR four, you mean?
yeah, so what I've done, and we've got we've got access to the macro invertebrate images. And I was thinking,
Okay.
you know, what everyone's doing and where everybody's strengths are right now. And this is a task that has to get done. So I'm recommending that we assign this to Henry too. I think this would be a good Henry task.
Okay.
And here's the task. So in this folder, and y'all can see my screen?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so this is the IVR4 Google area, right? Here's like our meeting notes, and I'll kind of walk through the notes. But what I've done is in this area here for macro invertebrates, I've created 3 folders, one called sensitive, one called somewhat sensitive, and one for tolerant. And the task would be to get the images that Stroud has supplied us with and place those based on our documentation, which is in this list, which I'll show you in a second, into these 3 areas. So that's the first part. And then the other thing is we've got to assemble copyright information. So with the email, and I forwarded the email, everyone got copied on this email today that I sent back to Tara over at Stroud and asked her to give Henry access to this Google folder. Because some of the images are on this website that you can download, and other images are in this Google folder. I think right now I'm the only one with access to that. So I've asked her to give Henry access to that. So in here, basically anything that's, images that we're going to need for copyright information that they've asked us to include, here's a place to store those images, and then we're going to have to keep a documentation with the appropriate copyright for the images. And they're sort of like 2 separate sources for these. And then I just created this document for Henry for you to just start putting the copyright information there. All right. So going back, I just lost my light. Yep. Here's the macro invertebrate list. And I kind of put from her email just kind of the instructions on where to get the images and stuff. So the first part is Henry, you go to this website, and on that website, you kind of scroll to the bottom and you'll see black and white images and color images. They're labeled. They're labeled with the genus species. The black and white images have the genus species name and the common names. When you scroll down to the color images only have the genus species name. So you'll have to, what you might want to do is, I'd recommend you can go to, here's the list of the organisms, right? Anything that's highlighted in the highlight, right, that's highlighted, that's on this website. You'll just have to, hunt around and find them. They're there. I'd recommend maybe what you should do is, and this would be good also for when we display the macros, at some point when you do the net and you got the macros, right, at the 4 sites, we're going to have the image and and that's the common name. I was thinking we probably want to have the common name and maybe put in parentheses the genus species name. It would be a nice thing to have if the interface works. So my recommendation here would be just go to Chat GPT for each one of these and say, hey, what's the genus species name for aquatic worm? What's the genus species name for black flies? And it should be able to give that to you. If not, that might be the easiest way to get it. If not, you just, like I said, the black and white images do have both, so you can just like go through individual images and then just try to match them up and just add the genus species names to that. This one, then you have, this is the one where it says here I don't have access because I'm on the lab's account here, but my Google account has access. But in the Google Drive, there's like sort of 3 folders in there, and they have more images. The ones that are not highlighted, you'll find in that Google Drive folder. And so again, the task is place each image in the appropriate folder that I showed you earlier. Assemble the copyright images. And then here's a note here that, they're coming from macroinvertebrates.org. The one she said, this is from Tara in her email, they haven't been cleaned up on the edges, and others from the Stroud's online gallery. So you might need to, might have to take them into Photoshop or something and do a little cleaning on them. I mean, I looked at them, I thought they looked pretty good, but again, once you they look good on the website. Once you download them, they might need just a little edge cleaning or something based on their email. So I'll stop there. Any questions?
No.
Okay. All right. And so, in fact, let me just kind of grab the IVR4 meeting. I don't know. I gotta keep something that's all right. And so yeah, what I put in for the notes here is basically everything that I just said. I kind of wanted to just get it all prepped in writing. There's links for everything right here for you in the meeting notes. So you should be good to go to get started with that. And I just noted here a science member. So, yeah. All right, so I'll go ahead and I'll stop sharing. And I'll turn it over to you for updates. And I know from Zara's email, I know she had a family death, so she was dealing with that. And I know y'all had to take time to put your presentation together, which wonderful job. Really impressed with the presentation. In the lab, if you saw me looking over here talking, it was Gian was sitting here, and she was in the lab with me at the time. I said, come on over so you can see the GIS presentation, so you can see what it's looking like. And she was really impressed with it also. It's a long welcome. The only thing you missed was I just went through the macroinvertebrates, and that's all in the notes.
Mm-hmm.
Let me sign to Henry.
I think we could expect like a shorter meeting because we won't complete the sprint report until Wednesday night. So next meeting we'll go over both the sprint reports.
You have to speak louder, Zara, because I can't hear what you're saying. So it's.
Oh, I said we can probably expect a shorter meeting today because we won't submit the sprint report for this week until Wednesday night, and we'll go over the 2 sprint reports for next Tuesday. Anybody has any updates?
Yeah. Did you get a chance to look at the email chain with Rob that I forwarded?
Yeah, he was very. The image just wants you to kind of put the name on there. Yeah, that was great.
Yeah. Aside from that, yeah, I mean, I think it looks pretty good. That was pretty much everything I did for the week because it took like 7 hours. So, but yeah, I mean, it was good. It's a good accomplishment, I think. And I think the rest of the time. Yeah, presentation work was a lot of this week for us. But again, like Zara said, I think we plan on doing work in the lab. Just that our sprint report's like delayed. So as of the meeting today, we don't have a lot of updates.
Titus and I will be working on the ArcGIS, like extending the
All right.
highlighting.
So we got the building done. Any other updates?
Yeah, I'll be working on the macro invertebrate. Yeah, for I guess the work like after this meeting, would you like me to do like to implement the macroinvertebrates like in the VR scene? Would that be the next, since we have the assets, we should focus on that?
Yeah, I mean, in terms of the Jacobsburg scene itself, yeah, I would say let's try to figure out the whole functionality process of the player is gonna start, do we have a stream tray yet on the side? Do we have a stream tray yet on the side of the?
No, but we can get one pretty easily, yeah.
All right, so I'm just putting a note here, um,
I can make a stream tray asset pretty
yeah,
quickly now that I'm a pro builder. And then yeah, I'm gonna make some slight edits to the scene that I'm gonna incorporate the new building. Instead of there being like a mountain in the back, which really there shouldn't have been in the first place, uh, I'll put like it'll be like a little path to from the building to the scene. Maybe I'll get around to. I know we want to have like a tutorial since there's some controls involved with the like playing the game, obviously, for that scene. So that's something I might do, but I could hold off on that until we get like the functionality with like the macroinvertebrates. I'll probably
yeah,
do that first.
yeah. You need to get
Yeah.
the functionality first. So if you can imagine, I think
Yeah.
that's what you want to be able to do is say, we've got a stream tray on the side with the net, and to kind of figure out, okay, when you get there, what are the steps? And it's probably gonna have to be a guided type step, right? Hey, here's letting the player know, all right, we're ready for our stream, doing our stream survey. We're going to go and get macro invertebrates, and probably have to give a brief, some information about what a macro invertebrate survey is and why we do it. We use this, to get the health, test for the health of the stream, and we look for, you know, certain types of organisms, and we know that like sensitive or sensitive organisms. I hope I'm not saying this wrong. The sensitive organisms are the ones that are you find more in pristine streams and high quality water streams. It's the ones that are intolerant are the ones that you'll find just about anywhere.
Okay.
But we're gonna, and you can decide if you want to start working on a draft of a script, but we're gonna probably need some kind of script draft. I'll just put that in the notes here.
Yeah, like you mean like the
The type of macroinvertebrate what does it like mean for the?
And then, once we got a draft, so we can create like just sort of a new file and say macroinvertebrate survey script. And you could have like Jacobsburg, right? And then kind of have the
yeah. You mean like the
out.
script of the game, like the narration, right? Like
Yeah,
the story. Yeah,
Mhm.
okay.
Narration, and you might storyboard it out first in terms of, here's the first thing, like, the setting, you're gonna have to have the stream table and the net. So the player's got to go there, you got to pick up the net, they got to then, walk into the stream, and it should be midstream, or we might do at least a third into the stream, that they have to get to a point that it's away from the stream banks where there's a good flow. That's kind of what you have to do. And then they, got to kick the rocks up, get the net. And then once they have the net, they have to get back to the stream table, put the net in the stream table, right, to dump out the critters. Usually what you do is if here's the stream table, imagine this is filled with water, right? Filled with water.
Yeah.
You take the net, you dip the net in there and just kind of, shake it out. So somehow an animation kind of showing the net going into the stream table, little movement, right? So you can think that the critters are getting out of there to illustrate that process. And then, then it's time to examine what it is. And we'll have to figure out, what's the best way of doing that. Typically, what people do when they do these stream surveys is you'll take even like an eyedropper into the stream table and get the eyedropper in there, and you can tell, you can see little things swimming in there, and it gets into the eyedropper, and then you put it in a little, like a petri dish, something like that, a small container that you can put under either a microscope or a stereoscope to see. Now we don't have to take it that far, right? The idea would be once it, I think, for the sake of the simulation, and this might be, once we storyboard it, we can talk it through with Rob and have him look at the storyboard and see what he thinks, or might have another idea. I'd like, again, KISS principle, keep it simple. I like the idea of the net going in it, and then something that then you're able to, I don't know, point your raycast now at the stream. I think it's something that point your raycast at the stream table, right? To identify the organism, and you would shoot it, and then you'd have this maybe pop-up, right? That would be a display that has the pictures with the names and the genus, common name, genus, species. And then it would give you an assessment of how healthy the stream is, like very healthy, not healthy. And we have all that documentation in the planning document for all 4 sites.
Yeah, okay.
So for each of the locations, we would have it hard coded.
So let me hop in for a second. So the next big step for the team is to do some scripting and storyboarding, right?
Mhm.
So let's just like sort of stop and like take a temperature check on, do y'all feel comfortable with the macroinvertebrate sampling process, inventory process, and then the analysis? Because all of that stuff was 100% new to me. And I know you've had a chance to look at some old notes and photographs. Do you feel comfortable like working its way through all that? Or do you have questions about any of the sequencing or the logic or the steps of those sorts of things?
I think I have a good grasp on it, and I mean, as long as it's all in the planning document to some extent, or can reference like old meetings where we talked about it, like if like this one, because these are all posted to the YouTube, right? The meetings.
Not sure. Like, well, I'm just saying, like, it's going to be possible for y'all to go do a bunch of work and then come back and be like, oh wait, no, there was like a misunderstanding somewhere. So I'd love for there to be like some way to kind of have a check-in point partway through, or just talk it through right now and like and y'all write down the steps, like sort of put it in your own words to make sure you got it.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
Dr. Bodzin walked through all that, and because I've done it, I understood what he was saying. But you haven't done it, so maybe you didn't. I don't know.
Right.
Maybe we can put it in a document in our own words and then send it to you guys to see if we have the right understanding about it, because I'm not.
Yeah,
too
I mean,
sure.
I'm gonna put, right now, I'm gonna type up the steps that I just said in the notes for Jacobsburg, seen in the meeting notes. I'm doing that now. But yeah, I mean, but you need to have a script with words. And so again, like I said, create a new document in the drive that says macroinvertebrate script scenes, And we'd have a different, it's gonna be a little different for probably, I mean, we have it fleshed out for Jacobsburg, it's probably gonna just be minor editing for the other 3 sites.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, we'll confirm that stuff with you once we write something out and script it before we actually implement it.
Yeah.
Or else, like, yeah, Dr. Hammond said, we don't want to do something and do it wrong. So, and like I confirm before you actually implement things.
Also, for each of the sites, because they're different, right? Like the Jacobsburg site is a pristine water condition. The types of macroinvertebrates that would appear there would be sensitive. So would we just have to hard code it based off of the quality of the river or tributary at the site? Right.
I'm
Like each
sorry,
stream.
speak louder.
Oh. I thought the mic was, okay. I was just trying to confirm that each of the sites would have different macroinvertebrates based off of the river quality. For example, Jacobsburg would have very sensitive macroinvertebrates, so we'd have to hard code that. So those macroinvertebrates show up in the stream.
Yeah. It's just how we place them in the game.
Yeah, you're not gonna see them. I mean, you're not really gonna see them. I think that the trick might be, with the stream table, when you make the stream table that's on the bank, it's gotta have some water on it. What we might want to try to do is when you dump the net into it, to change the stream table, so it might have like little things floating in it or moving around, you know?
Yeah, just like some like little, I guess like particles sort of
Yeah.
that sort of
Mhm.
indicate, yeah, that you can
Yeah.
see something. It's not just like clear water. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay. You guys have anything in your on your side of things to ask or talk about? Yes. When's a good? I should wait because I want to add the Jacobsburg icon to the map, but should I wait to do that until you guys are done? Like, okay. I didn't plan on working on anything like. Yeah, no, that's what I'm gonna do, but I just don't want to do that while you guys are working on stuff. Yeah. Because that would be that. Make sure that they have that. Yeah. Yeah, because that'd be. Yeah. I mean, you guys are good. Like, I might not do any work until this weekend, so like, no rush really. But
So Maddox,
I'll just make just. Yep.
and you take a look at the notes. I think I just got everything in there. So you can take a look if that makes sense to you for the flow.
Okay. Yeah. Let me pull it up real quick. Okay. So. Let's see. Okay. I'll just kind of read it out loud, I guess. So yeah, we're gonna arrive at the seam with the stream table in the net and make a quick intro. That'll be kind of a narrative like intro to the whole process. The point of what you're doing with doing a macroinvertebrate survey, the whole point of assessing the quality of the stream. And then we'll pick up the net. That's probably where we'll implement. Um, once you go to the stream, like the rough location of it, I guess first you would be kicking up the rocks, and then after that point, you would be using the net to scoop up the macroinvertebrates. That's where a little cutscene would be, or animation, I guess is a better word.
And note that you're not like
And you would go
dipping the
back
net
to the
in.
stream table.
Like you're not dipping the net, like you
Okay.
place it in and then it's just like it's like a sieve, you know, it catches the macroinvertebrates and then you haul it up. Do you know what I'm saying?
Okay, so well, that was, I mean, the way we have the net is it's kind of like a thing that you hold and like
But that's also
Scoop.
part of the animation, the
Ye-
that motion.
yeah, okay. And then yeah, so that'll be like scripted. And then go back to the stream bank to the table, place it on the stream table, and there'll be little thing, you know, that'll indicate that there's stuff in the stream table. And then point your raycaster at it and it will tell you what is in there, what macroinvertebrates are present.
Hi, Tom.
Yeah, I'll probably zoom it in and it'll show, and then it'll be a pop-up to show you the actual pictures of them, the assets that we were given, and a little blurb on each one.
The name.
and so,
And then,
go ahead.
and that'll indicate the health of the stream based on what macroinvertebrates are present.
Right.
And it'll be the same macroinvertebrates every time, correct? Because it's based on what scene you're in.
Well, yeah, I mean, it depends on which, yeah, we have there's a document, in the drive, it's the planning document, and it's got a big chart in there of which macroinvertebrates go with which sites.
Right.
So you'll just have to, so I envision, and I don't know, like Jacobsburg might have, again, I don't know the number off the top of my head, it might be, anywhere, I think these things have anywhere from 4 to 6 macros at each site.
Okay.
And so it'd be just a matter of, you'd have to think of what you want when they, point the raycast into the, stream table after the net's been emptied. I envision you could have like a pop-up screen that would be a display that have, the macros displayed with this is what you have, and this is a sensitive or non-sensitive, and give you an overall quality of the stream. But one thing I want to tell you,
When they,
as you're thinking about storyboarding this, think about engaging the players with actions at each step. So, for example, if you're at the stream, and you could say, "Oh, okay, pick up the net." Point the raycast at the net to pick up the net, right? So you could put a big collider around the net that they'd have to point the raycast to, and then when they do that to pick it up, and then you've got a little video showing them, picking it up, right? And then you could say, or you could, whatever you think, however you want to chunk this. The next step is to get to the stream. So, then if it makes sense to have, so now you have to go to the, take the net to the, middle of the stream. You could say, like, point the raycast to the middle of the stream, and you could have, a big collider then in the stream or something that when the raycast hits, it makes an animation and shows them march, walk into the stream, the person or the legs go into the stream. And then, you could say something like, all right, now you're in the stream, point the raycast at, at the rocks below you or something to kick it up. Anyway, the idea I want you to think about is instead of having just one long animation from start to finish, how can you segment this process so at strategic points, maybe there's 2 or 3 points where the player has to click something to make a movement, which would, create a video for them to move.
So I originally envisioned like the player would pick up the net, and because you can physically move in the game, they would move to the stream bank, and then the animation would play. And for going back to the table, then they can physically move back to the table. Is that too complex? Like, are we trying to streamline that, or
No.
because that's like kind of how the game being like you actually like interacted with it, and it's not just like you said, like we're breaking it up. It's just like one big cutscene. It would be like 3 or 4 different cutscenes based on like when you move to the correct location. It's kind of how I envisioned it.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay. So yeah, then I'll go with that.
Kinematics functionality in terms of the movement right now. So I'm gonna defer to you guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, we will tackle that this week, and you'll see what we're able to get done. I don't imagine we'll have all of it done in a week, but sorting, yeah, we can absolutely get done this week. That's for sure. But yeah, actual functionality, we'll see what gets done.
Sounds good. Any updates on the GIS at all from Zara, Titus?
Since I was unavailable this week, and Titus is like depending on the ArcGIS Pro part of the highlighting the tributaries, we'll work on it today and tomorrow for the spring report. But yeah.
Sounds good. All right. Anything else? along. Anything else for them? No? Wow, and I thought Junior would be coming in about now too. It's all right. So no need for Junior today, right? I guess.
I guess not, yeah.
Okay, all right. And everything's still good with plastic when we did the merge last time. You're able to make individual branches to work.
Yeah,
So,
everything seemed good.
all right. Okay, well. All right, then I guess we're knocking off early. I'll say we can officially adjourn and I'll let Junior know that we ended early.
Okay.
All right, great. Have a good one, everybody.
You too.
All right, bye.
All right, bye. I'll see you tomorrow.
You bet.
Yeah, we have a lunch tomorrow.
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
I'm thinking of it. I'll put this the smart thermostat in my bag, so I have it.
Oh, thank you. We forgot that.
Cool. All right, have a good one. I'll see you tomorrow as long.
See you.
Oh, there's Junior. Hey, Junior.
Hi,
Hey, we just kind of ended the meeting, but hey, you want to talk now instead of 6:30? It's up to you.
close the meeting first. It's still recording.
Okay,